Hey, what's up, guys? It's P from PTV back again with another series for y'all to follow. And today we're going to be starting a manager career with none other than Arsenal Football Club. Man, I don't know if you can tell from head to tippy toe, I'm covered in Arsenal paraphernalia. I'm a huge Arsenal fan, and I got to tell you, up to this point in the season, before Arteta, I've been extremely displeased with the way things are going. And so I can't help but want to start a new career and just try to do some kind of Arsenal revive. Now, I'm not going to put any rules to it. I won't be cheating, doing like, any sort of like financial boosting or restarting of games. No, everything that happens is going to be what happens, and we're going to have to live with the consequences. All the decisions that we make, I will keep you guys up to date and show you all the information that you need to know along with gameplay. Now, the smaller games, we're going to chop up into highlights, and the bigger games, I will show you more portions of those. I'm going to take my face cam off and start talking a little bit about what to expect and what our strategy is to help revive this wonderful football club. All right, guys, so I'm actually post-comming this, and I hope this is okay, but as we sit here and we choose our manager, make sure we name them and make him look dashingly handsome as I do in real life, we need to discuss a few things, and it's going to be some topics that are pretty difficult to discuss. We need to revive the club. We need to figure it out. We need to get back to winning ways, get back to the glory days, because we can't be losing to the likes of Sheffield United and think that's okay, right? Arteta has almost righted the ship, it seems, as we definitely changed that difficulty to ultimate and notice that the board's demands are very high. It is Arsenal, so we do have demands of ourselves. The first couple of things that we are going to do is we're going to go through our squad and start listing players that do not fit what we want on the transfer list here. So Mustafi, we want him out. Xhaka, his leadership questionable. He's got to go out. And this is going to be the debatable one. We're listing up Lacazette, and what I didn't input right there is Ozil. Ozil and Lacazette. Lacazette for financial reasons, and Ozil more so just because he's getting a little bit older. And, his skill set is more, we like him at Cam. He's been good. He's had a good couple years for us. He's been really great. But that weak that weak right foot is just too much for me. And you'll notice that we're going to go after plays of Camu from the Bundesliga and Jonathan Tah, right? Camu because he is just so fast, and Tah because he is 6'5" and he's just a machine. I think the guy's going to be able to come in and kind of play the Virgil van Dijk role like he did over at Liverpool, but obviously for us. So on top of that, now that Ozil is leaving, we're going to have to go ahead and sign a brand new Cam, and who better than the Cam over at Leicester? We're going to go ahead and try to get our hands in their pockets and steal James Maddison. James Maddison, a young stud, man, 22 years old. He's got all those greens, man, everything you'd want in a Cam, and we're going to go ahead and make sure we can figure out a way to purchase him. Now, we're going to get kind of cheeky here. We're going to try to kill two birds with one stone, and we're going to offer up a player and some cash. And one of the players we'll offer up is one of the guys we listed up on transfer anyway, and that is catch up. That is Mustafi right here. Mustafi worth roughly 15 mil. So we're going to knock off about 15 mil from that, and we're going to be able to barter down this price to about 31 million roughly, to make sure that we land James Maddison, or at least deserve the right to talk to him and try to work something out for him in our club, right? So we go ahead and we meet with him, and he's got his agent, and they're looking super bougie right here, but they actually come fairly reasonable, right? They're going to come. He wants to be important. That's perfectly fine, James, because we want you to be important too. 5 years, of course, you got to lock up your young studs, right? And here's the kicker right here, because I was willing to pay him well over 100K, and he actually asked me for 93K. Or 68K. I'm sorry, 93 was what he was currently making, and 68. I'm like, I don't know what you're smoking, but I will take some. Definitely signing him right there, and I feel like we got a discount. Now, we're gonna go in here with Napoli and see if we can deal out Xhaka right here. And nothing against Xhaka. I know he's been good and he's been solid, but he lacks skills in the midfield that we need, and he's just kind of. Some would argue a jack of all trades, and I would argue that he's just really mediocre at everything and doesn't really have a niche. So we are able to sell Xhaka over to Napoli. Now we're going to try to make moves, make sure we get a chance to sign that back line that we want so dearly, that we want so bad, those bad boys that we can pair up and then have that triangle right there. Swapping out the two new guys as well as Socrates. We want to keep Socrates around, and you guys will actually see what we do with David Luiz here. See if we can get Xhaka in the mix. Again, another two birds, one stone situation, and it ends up kind of going in our favor, knocking some of the price off, and we're going to end up offering him roughly $39 to $40 million here, and we're going to see what they say. They think it's a fair offer. That's fantastic. Thank you guys for being reasonable, right? So we're actually doing the whole two birds, one stone thing, and it's working in our favor, making sure that we can afford good players, good young players at reasonable prices. Now, you see me skip ahead right here in our negotiations with Jonathan Tah, and we're, again, same routine. David Luiz, man, you got to go. We've got Socrates back there, and we've got two other young center backs. And again, we make a killer signing. Now, this is going to be our starting lineup coming in, right, with Lacazette, Aubameyang, Pepe, only because Lacazette hasn't been sold yet, but we do have plans once he goes. We're going to bring Madison up to the substitutes. He doesn't get the start, as we're going to give Ozil, 1 game or 2 games, however long it takes him to get out of here. We're going to pay him his respect because he is someone who's impacted Arsenal a whole lot. We're going to enter our very first press conference, preparing for Newcastle United. And how are preparations going? You want to be careful with this. You don't want to come off too strong. You don't want to come off too weak. We just want to kind of focus on our team. Let everybody know that we're not listening to the outside. You're not listening to the press. Just let them know how hard we're working and training every single day. Can we possibly qualify for the Champions League? It's within our reach. You don't want to seem unreasonable. You don't want to seem like you're cowering away from it. But you also don't want to start guaranteeing things right off the bat. We are a rebuild. Don't get it twisted. This is definitely a rebuild. And what do we expect from our new guys? We expect them to come in and show everybody why we picked them up. Like, why else would we go get them? Why else would I pay $30 million plus, $40 million plus for these center backs? We're going to go ahead and start the game with Newcastle, and they actually, at the 6th minute, they get the first opportunity. But here comes Aubameyang. Aubameyang brings it back to the middle to Ozil. And look at this play right here. Look at this chemistry already. Ozil to Lacazette with the quick flip over the defense's head, and Pepe. That's what you want to see when you pay $70 million for a guy. He comes in, and the first 12 minutes as an Arsenal player, as a gunner, he gets to come in the left foot. Nice finesse shot off the left. And look at the team, man. Look at the team. They're feeling, man. It's a new year. Pepe again creating. Lacazette takes a really poor touch. The goalkeeper bounces it back to him, and Lacazette again disappointing. And, he's on his way out. I think he knows he's on his way out, and it might be affecting his performance just a little bit. And I wanted to add this one right here just to show you why we go and pick up Jonathan Tah. He's 6'5". He's humongous. Those crosses are never getting in. Lacazette gets a little lucky right there, and then he goes to ground in the box. You don't do that, young man. You can't do that. That's why you play at a club like Newcastle United and not Arsenal. Look at that poor defense right there. We're going to earn ourselves a penalty. Aubameyang, our brand new captain, comes up, steps up with the composure, last second flips it right and puts it in the back of the net. And that's what you want to see, the 23rd minute. That's what a club like Arsenal should be doing to a team like Newcastle, We should be up 2-0 and then holding our lead all the way through the 70th minute. And you'll see right here the sub, the moment our brand new Cam gets on the field, James Maddison joins the bunch. We're going to see what he can do. Maddison with the nifty little header up to Pepe, and Pepe is going to see the newly subbed on Martinelli. Martinelli brings it up, cheeky ball roll, brings it back, middle sucks the defense, and Pepe is going to dime off Aubameyang with a fantastic first touch to his right foot and brings it across the goalkeeper's face right there to the bottom right. And this is what you expect, man. You come in here, we don't want to give up any goals. We play our 4-2-3-1 defensive, and then we get the speed going. And look at our ratings right here. Look at our ratings, man. Lacazette 8.3, and then obviously Pepe being the big story with a 9.5 rating right there. So here's Ozil. We're going to try to get him out of here with Napoli, man. He's got the 35 million inquiry. And we're going to tell him straight up, 35 million is not what we're looking for. We're looking for 43 million, no more, no less. And they say that's just fine. And I honestly, I was shocked by that. I thought he would give me a little bit more pushback with that. But hey, we'll take it, man. And here comes Chelsea, man. Here comes Chelsea offering Lacazette. I don't know how it's going to go. They're offering 50-something million, and I'm telling them no, man. 76 mil is where we stand. They got to have their man. They need a brand new striker, and bam, there it is. 76 million. Lacazette is out the door. Now, they still have to negotiate his wages and his contract and things like that. So he's still technically on the team, but we are going to take him off. Lacazette is out. He's out the door. We're going to go ahead and put the young gun in there. I think he's 18 years old. Martinelli had a pretty decent game last week. We're going to see how these young guys do. James Maddison getting his very first start in the Premier League, not in the Premier League, excuse me, in an Arsenal uniform. And we're in trouble here because Burnley's going to come up first, and they're just going to play tiki-taka back and forth. Great-looking football all the way up the field, and we get caught out of position a couple times. He's bringing it in. kicking it right back to him on a great run, and they just put it bottom left. Leno's got no chance on that one. We find ourselves down 1-0 in the very beginning, and I don't know. I think this is something that we're going to have to deal with, bringing in a whole bunch of young players, especially playing on offense. We're going to have to deal with stuff like this. Pepe gets the run through right there, and he just tries to do a little too much. Instead of getting a shot, which you have to get a shot right there, tries the ball roll the keeper and get the super sweaty goal, and we just can't find it. Here's Madison looking to create. Madison dumps it off over to Torreira. Torreira finds Aubameyang, and it just feels like nobody wants to take the shot. And we're going to keep putting the pressure on. We keep kind of putting them in tough spots, and everyone's just looking to pass. Nobody wants to be the guy right there. And so 53 minutes in, we're just over and over again missing chances. Guendouzi with a fantastic throw right there to Pepe. And again, we just can't seem to get it. It looks like we're going to lose points down to Burnley. And check this out right here. Another one. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. And it looks like we just get so lucky in the box. These teams, man, these poor teams, they just keep going to ground on us in the box. Aubameyang is going to step up after this. Look at this. Look at this. He just kind of taps on the shoulder. You could argue flop. But Aubameyang misses the penalty anyway. We do not make Pope work right there, kicking it right down the middle. And it just feels like we're going to lose this one. It just feels like we've got no chance right here. Here comes the defense. We get the lucky one over to Guendouzi. Guendouzi bringing the ball up. No one's picking him up, so he's just carrying it up. And again, he misses Pepe on the right to try to force it to Aubameyang. And it's almost time, man. It just feels like it's just these young guys, you know, these mistakes keep happening. But all of a sudden, we keep getting these lucky taps. They apply a little too much pressure. They get caught out. And here we go. Aubameyang with the great run. Pepe to Aubameyang. Aubameyang slows down, takes the ball roll, gets it to his left foot, and he fires it. Fires it off of Pope's hands right into the back of the net. And it looks like in the 90th minute we are going to steal a point. Steal a point is not a phrase that I want to use against a team like Burnley, but you can see the ratings. We only had 2 players above an 8, and that was Aubameyang and Pepe. Everybody else has been rough, and you can kind of see it in the manager's face in the post-game interview. The interview, I can tell we're about to just get roasted right here. Isn't it lucky? Isn't it lucky? What a baiting question. We're going to say no. We fully deserved a draw because you know what? We kept working hard. We got into our positions. We got into the spots. We deserved it, man. We were in there. You know, we got the penalty right there in the 70-something minute. We should have been in there, man. What was our take? You got to just say you understand, man. You understand the frustration. This is a big club. Everybody has big expectations for us, and when you don't perform, you just play frustrated. It's just part of it, man. You know, we're just going to have to look to get a little bit more composure about us as we continue down in, you know, the Premiership. Behind the failure, we just have to I wanted to focus on just the team and just talk about the team. I don't want to talk about Burnley. I don't want to talk about what they did. I don't want to talk about the officiating. We focus on us, and that's just kind of my motto as a mentor, as a coach. Okay, so here we are to the end of the episode. We've got 126.5 million to work with, and I want to know what you guys think. What kind of player do we need to bring in? Make sure you leave something in the comment section for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for clicking on the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bells if you're loving the Arsenal series, and I will see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.